I think we're going to head over to Carl now and get another update on where the storm is and how things are looking. Carl?
All right, Natalie, and we're seeing still some warnings for a flash flooding going on through parts of Mississippi and Alabama. There are also a tornado watch. We'll show that in just a second. But again, from the Biloxi area on towards southeast Louisiana, no warnings in effect across our region. As we look at the radar picture, again, you can see the center right here moving on towards the north. Heaviest of rain there where Brett is around Biloxi and just to the east of that location, but not a lot around parts of Louisiana. Again, you can see right here around Biloxi and Gulf Park Estates, that's where the heaviest rain. You should see the rain starting to let up quite a bit around Brett and Biloxi. And you can see in Gulfport, still some rain there. But again, the center of the storm continues to move northward, and that's going to bring a lull in the rain as they move on towards the north. So as we widen out, there's not a lot of rain showing up to the south. So again, it may dry out a little bit, but there are some tail ends here that are starting to develop. So there may still be some feeder bands working their way through parts of Mississippi and Alabama, especially as it starts moving towards the northeast. But you can see on the back side of it, really not a lot of rain out there. North Shore, Pearl River, Slidell, not seeing a lot of rain. There's a patch of rain near Picayune heading on towards the south, and you can see towards Pearlington, so a little bit in the way of some rain there. Parts of New Orleans looking pretty good, no rain there. A few showers drifting across Lake Borgne, and we head southward. Most of St. Bernard Parish, Plaquemines Parish, not much rain. A little bit right there around coastal St. Bernard Parish, wrapping around the circulation. But again, not a lot of rain for the rest of the night for us. But again, as we widen out and show you, the western side of the storm pretty dry, southern side of the storm pretty dry, but the northern and eastern side, that's where you normally expect a lot of the wet weather. Feeder bands moving on in, lots of heavy rain and the threat of flooding because all that moisture will continue to move in across parts of Alabama and the Florida Panhandle. As the satellite photograph shows, the storm kind of exploding a little bit right before it went on shore, bringing that heavy burst of rain and thunderstorms right around the Biloxi area. And as we look at the last advisory from the National Hurricane Center at 10 o'clock, another update will come at 1 o'clock in the morning. 85-mile-per-hour sustained winds there, and you can see the movement towards the north. This was as of 10 o'clock, so about an hour and 45 minutes ago. And the track does show that it's going to continue to move quickly. 7 o'clock in the morning, when some of us are just waking up, it's going to be well northeast of Laurel, Mississippi as a tropical storm. So it will weaken pretty fast and then continue to weaken. Still a tropical storm through parts of Tennessee with winds of 40 miles per hour, and then a depression across parts of West Virginia and a remnant low pressure area, even heading towards New York City. As you look at the warnings, still tropical storm warnings are in effect across our area, but those will probably be dropped in the near future. Hurricane warnings again across the Mississippi Gulf Coast on over towards the east. So as we look at the watches, we have tornado watches from parts of Mississippi and the coastal areas on eastward until 2 o'clock in the morning, and through the afternoon hours for Sunday, flash flood watch across areas of Mississippi, maybe another 2 to 5 inches of rainfall possible in this area. As look at the buoys, the winds are 30 to 40 miles per hour offshore as the center begins to move more on land. And you can see some of the other winds, 44 mile per hour winds in that location off the coast of Mobile Bay. And again, not a lot of really strong winds out there. As I mentioned, Jefferson Parish highest wind was about 38 miles per hour. And you can see the winds now gusting to 48 around Gulfport. So still quite strong along the Mississippi Gulf Coast. Around our area, they're still brisk, pushing that water towards the south shore, but not as strong as what they were earlier today. A west wind at Port Fourchon, west-southwest wind at Boothville, so some of that water beginning to push away from the Louisiana coastline. And PrecisionCast will show that as we go through the overnight hours, 1 o'clock in the morning, still some heavy storms possible for areas of South Mississippi on over towards Mobile and near the Pensacola area. By 6 o'clock in the morning, just like the Hurricane Center showed, moving well northeast of Hattiesburg and Laurel, Mississippi. And look for us, 6 o'clock in the morning, maybe about a 20–30% chance for spotty showers. Not a lot. That 30% chance may be a little high as well, but again, rain chance 20 to 30%. Chris Franklin will have the latest on your rain chances for Sunday, starting at 6 a.m. in the morning when we have our Eyewitness Sunday morning show starting at 6 a.m. And you can see some spotty storms there for the afternoon hours. So as we look outside, Armstrong International, 76 degrees. Dew point of 74, so the relative humidity is at 94%. And you can see the pressure right now, 29.58 inches of mercury. It's low, and the winds are gusting to 24 miles per hour. So as you look at your hour by hour for the rest of tonight, we'll be in the 70s, winds in the 20-mile-per-hour range, and then dropping towards daybreak. Rain chance 10 to 20% at most in the morning hours, and that might even continue through the afternoon. So again, recapping the 10 o'clock advisory, you can see 85-mile-per-hour sustained winds moving towards the north at about 20. So far that we're going to start to see the system weaken by the 1 o'clock advisory when it comes out. Here's your pinpoint 7-day forecast. About a 20 to 30% chance for the afternoon hours on Sunday. Monday and Tuesday, your rain chance at 40%, so there may still be a few scattered showers and storms as we head on into the Monday-Tuesday time frame. Mid 80s for your highs, mid to upper 80s. And then how about some 90s? How about a couple of 90s there in your forecast with rain chance at about 20%, and then by next Saturday, the humidity drops a little bit and maybe a much better weekend for next weekend.